What is up, you guys? It's your boy, Luis Torres. And, you know, I've been thinking about the fact that Gibson guitars have just been sending out these cease and desist orders, suing, you know, manufacturers that basically create ES models, Explorer shapes, V shapes, anything along those lines. And you know, you have to keep in mind, and this is how I look at it as a small business owner. I'm looking at it from the point of view of Gibson is going after these large companies, Dean Guitars, whoever, and Kiesel. And how about the luthier who works out of his basement, kills himself to just get some kind of brand recognition, and happens to make a V-shape, even a King V-shape. And, you know, a company like Gibson can easily bankrupt most of these small businesses with just one lawsuit. And yes, you know, listen, there's that intellectual property that everyone's entitled to. Every corporation that has a license, any kind of copyright on a shape, I get that, but it's literally, it's what put you on the map. You know, Gibson's been around forever, but, you know, they're iconic because so many companies have literally redone their shapes. And whether it's Metallica, whether it's Slayer, like all these bands absolutely love something that eventually started from Gibson. And I've owned Gibsons throughout the years. I mean, I've owned so many Les Pauls, and just Les Pauls, because I don't like the SG shape. I never have. But interestingly enough, you know, and I have a Paul Reed Smith Custom 22 that's at least in that ballpark, but, you know, it makes me not want to ever buy a Gibson. Ever. Like, just not to even, I don't even want to go to a shop and play it, you know? Like, it's like that. I'm just like, you guys are bullies. And, you know, unfortunately, we're currently in, you know, a world where even our own president bullies leaders from other countries and allies, and it's just like, dude, like, why are you doing that? Like, I don't understand why you feel that it's okay to go ahead and bully all of these other companies. Like, and again, you know, from a financial point of view, and Lord only knows, Gibson's been in the middle of their own shitstorm. You know, they were close to filing for bankruptcy. They were, you know, this close to just no longer existing. So do I understand that, you know, what they're trying to do is potentially get to a point where they work with all of these other guitar companies and sign licensing agreements where they can create all of these Gibson models? I get that, but I don't at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, if you weren't coming across as a bully, that would be one thing, and maybe I'm a little more sensitive to that because I had an older brother who was the biggest bully, dude. That's why I'm not afraid of anyone, because he was a big dude, and him and I used to go, you know, just we used to just go nuts with each other, even as adults, dude. So I see that, and I don't like it, you know, because I think there's a more professional way to go about it. I think Gibson going ahead and reaching out to not just Dean, but they went ahead and contacted, and, you know, somehow they ended up getting a list of Dean's distributors, and basically sent them, like, bro, like, if that's not being a bully, I don't know what is. So will I ever use a Gibson, play a Gibson, buy a Gibson? No. And that's just me, dude. I just think that I think there's better ways to go about sharing your frustration as a company. And, sending a cease and desist is one way, but even that's kind of a dicky move. And don't get me wrong, I've had to send cease and desist orders myself to companies that randomly ended up using one of my photos. And I'm like, dude, I don't know who you are. So I get that. But, we're talking about Gibson. We're not talking about Luis Torres Photography and another company that makes jewelry in my town who used one of my photos. And, my whole thing is, just ask for permission. I'll give it to you. You can use it, but, you don't even have my information on there. Like, at the very least, put my name on there. But this is Gibson going after another large manufacturer in kind of an impolite way, and I kind of feel like the air in the country is, I'm just going to be a bully, and that's never the best option to ever go down. So so right down below, let me know what you guys think. Subscribe if you've been watching my channel and haven't subscribed yet, jerk. So, it's Monday. I'm shooting over to the post office. I have to ship out a few things for clients. But let me know what you guys think below. Leave a comment. Let me know if you're for Gibson and saying F you to Dean and Kiesel, or do you kind of, somewhat agree with my angle. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you guys soon.